The other thing you're going to need is a link to our cafe website, because there's a file out there that we're going to download to upload into our Canvas. So I'm going to use this sample course, Going Online with Canvas. Come on in, we're just getting started. We're not doing Zoom in this room. Zoom is in, I think, 120. It's either in 120 or 121. Yep, this is Canvas. Are we good, Beth? I'm going to open my Canvas course. So I don't know how many of you have any any of you have content in Canvas? Do you know how to get files into Canvas? Most of you? No, great. Okay, great. And we're set up for you. So one thing we're going to need to do is go out to the cafe website and scroll down a little bit. Right under where it says Canvas demonstration, there's a link that says course files. And go ahead and click on that. That will download a zip file. We're going to need that zip file. Are we good? So I'm going to go ahead and click on that arrow that says show and say show in folder, so I know exactly where my zip file went. And hey, it went into downloads. So we've downloaded the zip file on the cafe page. Yep.
Where should I go? I should have put the Canvas first, right?
Yes, we need a Canvas link and we need a link to the cafe website. So you downloaded the file, Greg? It is cafe website. And then I've got a zip file out there that will put a file structure in your files section of Canvas if you don't have anything there already. This will help you organize. Okay.
So I download and extract the wall.
No, we're not extracting right now. So just download the file and have it in your downloads folder on your computer. Okay. How are we doing so far?
I'm covered and I downloaded.
Okay. So now we're going to back into our course in Canvas. And we're going to, on your left-hand side of your screen, you have your navigation bar. We're going to click on Files. And now we're going to upload that file that we just downloaded from the website. So we're going to click on Upload. Slow me down if I go too fast. Mm-hmm. Yes. That's what I'm getting ready to do. We don't need to extract yet. Canvas will do it for us. Yeah. You can, all this is just to give a file structure within Canvas to organize course content if you don't have anything else there. Yep. So, all right. Then you can skip this part. Right now, all I'm doing is for people who don't have any files on Canvas, I'm giving them a structure of a place to organize their files. Mm-hmm. We should be getting there in about 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, we're getting there in about. All right, so we're in our Canvas course. We're going to click on the Upload button. And I know I put my file was down in the downloads. So I'm going to look for that zip file called course files. I'm going to click on that and open. Are you all with me? And then we're going to choose expand it. How are we doing on? So what that did is it created a file structure, a way to organize our files in Canvas. So all we're trying to do right now is to get you the basics, have your course content out in files, then we'll show you how to create assignments and quizzes for your students. All of those files, all those folders are empty now and ready for you to upload content into them. For those at home, I'm waiting to make sure we are all in the same place. Okay. So Greg, all that is giving you week 9 through week 16 places to put your course content. So if we're wanting to upload something into one of those files, if you have a lecture content, click on the folder. Let's just go into week 9 for now. And in there, you can actually upload files or images. That would be where you'd put any PowerPoints, any Word documents. And to do that, we're just going to click the upload and find a file. Find something that doesn't have someone's name on it. I'm going to upload this video since I don't have something else. Select it from your files, your File Explorer. Click open, and it will be it's now available in your files section for your students, almost available for your students to see. There is one thing we have to do. Also in the files section, you can create new folders within folders to help you organize your content. So to create a folder, go back to the top, we would click the button here that says plus folder. And then we could name our folder whatever we want it to be and click the check mark instead of the X. And we've just now created a new folder within our Canvas files section. We'll also be, just to let you know right now, we're just running through the basics. We'll also be meeting between 1 and 2 this afternoon for people who need individual attention or if you have things that are more advanced than we're covering here. All right, so does everyone feel somewhat comfortable with files and uploading into files? I would say at this point, the more organized you are in files, the easier time you're going to have and the easier time your students are going to have finding things. All right, so one of the things that we're going to need to do for our students is create a home page. At this point, we're going to just go super simple and we're going to use the syllabus page. So to do that, click on the home button. And off to either to the right, you should have a set of buttons. If you don't, they might be way down at the bottom. Okay, see where it says choose home page? Go back and do that again. So right over here it says import from Commons, choose home page. We're choosing home page. And we're going to choose the bottom option, which is syllabus. If you want to choose a different type of home page later, then we can talk about that. and then we're going to save. So now when your students come into Canvas, they're going to see this page. The importance of this syllabus page is anytime you make an assignment that has a due date, or even if it doesn't have a due date, it will appear in this lower portion of the course summary, where the course summary is. This upper portion, if we were, is a place where you could put in text. We could also link a link to your current syllabus so that students have access to that. That makes sense? Okay. One of the big things you're going to want to be able to do is have quizzes and assignments on Canvas. So that's where we're going. We're going to, let's first do an assignment. So again, on your left-hand menu bar, we have assignments. We're going to click on that button to bring you to a screen that looks like this. In assignments, on that page, you can do two things. You can create assignment groups, which is just another way to organize things, and you can create the assignments themselves. So let's go ahead. What kind of assignments how do you like to divide your assignments? Is what you'll need to, yeah. One group for homework, okay. So let's create an assignment group for homework. In Canvas 2, quizzes or exams that are online are a type of assignment. So a lot of times, we'll go ahead and have a group for quizzes, and we might have one for exams. This one here that's assignments, we can change its name easily by clicking on the three buttons here to the far right and edit. I'm going to make that one now. It's going to be my quizzes. If I can type. And I'm going to create one more group and call it exams. This time I'm going to create it from scratch. So now we have three holders for our assignments. The first thing I want to do is create a homework assignment. So I'm going to go into my homework group. Off to the right here, we've got the plus sign and the three buttons. We're going to click on the plus sign. We want it in, so the type, because we've organized our assignments, is homework, or no, type is assignment, excuse me. So we're just going to do a plain assignment. We're going to give it a name. And at this point, we're going to click more options, which is a bar down at the very bottom of the screen. This will bring us into our work page for creating an assignment. Yes, sir. Right there. I just called mine homework 1 because I'm being really creative. So you can change the title of the assignment here in the top bar. Right below here in the little editor screen is where we can put the instructions for our assignment. In that screen, you can link to images or files that you have stored in your file section. You can also link to YouTube videos. You can link to other pages within your Canvas course. But we're going to keep this really simple right now. So we are going to tell them that going to tell them to fill out the homework assignment and turn it in. This would mean that we'd already had a file out there that's got the instructions, because actually, let me ask you, how are you doing your homework assignments now? That might help. Do you give them a Word doc? Do you give it to them on the board? You assign it out of the book? Okay. So let's go with the sign, sorry. Okay. So for your case, we could, if you would upload your PDF into the files section, and here, we'll just do a couple of them. So if we wanted to link the PDF file within this box, you would go to up here to the side where files is, because you've already uploaded it in files. Click there. I only have one file out here. We'll click on the file link, and it will automatically create a link to that file for your homework. Oh, you do that? Okay, great. You're a pro. Greg, for yours, you could say, just type in, do page 34, numbers 1 through 40, or 30, since I typed 30, and what the book is. Now, this is where, right, yes, sir.
Yeah, instead of PDF file, so we can actually, that's the editing square, right? Just edit.
Yes, that's the editing. You.
The question is, how do we receive their?
Yeah.
That's what I.
Yes, that's, yeah, I'm getting to that next. That is the important part, yes.
I used to put sometimes the doc, then I said not to put doc to put the PDF.
True. Yeah, that's a philosophical choice. A lot of professors put the .doc file out there, but students can edit the .doc file much more easily than they can the PDF file. So sometimes best practices is just to turn it into a PDF and give it to them that way. It's not as easy to edit. Of course, there's a lot of PDF editors out there, so if they really want to, they're going to anyway. All right, so we've given them our instructions for our assignment. We need to choose how many points this is worth. So I'm going to tell them this is worth 25 points. The assignment group here is what organizes it in those groups that we created. We're going to keep it really simple right now, and we're just going to display grades as points. If you display grades otherwise, then get with me after a bit and we'll go through that. Here we are. Submission. How are they going to turn this in? We have choices. I have an online instructor who makes me email everything in, even though we have Canvas. That is a choice. It would not be our preference. Your best choice is to have them submit everything through Canvas. So we're going to, on submission type, there's a drop down. We're going to click on that. And we're going to, for the most part, now be using online as our submission. So we'll choose online. Do any of you use Turnitin? Okay, we can skip that for now. So online, you have a choice. They can create it as a text entry. They can send you a website URL, a media recording, or they can upload a file. And you can check any or all of these boxes. So if you just want them to type in a paragraph explaining a discussion question, you can use the text entry. If we choose file uploads, it lets us restrict the types of files that they can enter or that they can upload. So if you only want to get PDFs, or if you're doing something in particular like an assignment that requires an Excel spreadsheet, you could limit it to that file type. Yes, and they can upload, if we just leave file uploads open, they can upload a JPEG file. So yes, if you have them download, write something out, and that happens a lot with equations, they just take a picture or scan that image and then upload it here. Right. So file types, the way it's set now, would let me upload any kind of file, even a zip file. Correct, and that would be a reason to limit the file types if it's something that you don't have access to. If you don't have InDesign, you don't want them to upload an InDesign file or a CAD program. So.
PDF, JPEG,
Mhm.
docx, and then maybe limit it to those. But you'd also just want to make sure your instructions up above for Beth showed you,
Right.
to make sure that you specify then only upload as a
Yeah.
type of file.
Yes. So.
And they can get those files, like if you send them their Word document as their test, and that comes up on the screen and they're working it on their own separate paper, they can use hand scanner to make a JPEG file and then just upload that.
Right.
When you do stuff like this, you need to give them really clear instructions because they will do things sideways, they will do things where it's not including all their work, it will be funky. So make sure you tell them that the whole thing has to be a single document. You don't want 10 pages, 10 different JPEGs.
Right. So yeah, so you have this instruction box that we're on now. Anything that you would tell them in class, put it in that instruction box. So if you want them to create the names of their files with their name and the exercise number, specifically put that there, or you will get haphazard uploads, just whatever they come up with, unless they have specific instructions.
Is there any way for the students when they take photo with cell phone, like each page, let's say overall is a 3-page,
Mm-hmm.
they took 3 photos, right?
Right.
So is there any easy way for them to make these three separate image files into a single file?
I've seen students do it they'll pull the images into like a Word doc or a PDF doc and just submit it that way. They don't, but yeah.
Yeah, so then I mean, you're either going to be opening 3 files that look right or 1 file that's done.
You know, and we might have cases like that, the individual cases where we need to, you need to call us and we'll talk with you and the student to make sure that we're getting the information the way you can actually use it. But we will be here, we'll be available for that kind of thing. All right, so we're going to skip plagiarism review since none of you are using Turnitin. And we're going to skip group assignments and peer reviews right now. If you do something like that, we can take that offline and talk about that later. So right now, when you bring an assignment up, it's assigned to everyone. And for the most part, that's good. If you have times when you need someone has to have a special assignment date for exceptions, traveling athletes, whatever, again, when you come to those, give me a call and we'll walk through how to do that. We need to set due dates. So if you click on the little calendar right where it says under the assign to, where it says due, it'll bring up your calendar and you can select the date you want the assignment due. It defaults all the time to midnight. Midnight's not a bad time. We recommend that you have your assignments due at the same time of day for all assignments. Just makes it easier on you. It makes it easier on the students. They don't have to worry about when the assignment's due. We know it's due at midnight.
You could set that due date and time, and automatically the system will only accept this deadline.
No, right now, when we accept that, right now it will still accept late assignments, but it will tag them as late. We can set something to only allow it for a certain time period. The other option besides setting midnight is the time of your class. The time if they're used to turning something in at the end of class, then set that as your standard time, but keep to one standard time. All right, so the next 2 boxes on here are the available from and to, and that's what you were talking about. We can set it that it will be, that they will only see it for a specific amount of time. So the available from is, I just created this assignment due March 20th. I might not want it to show up until March 19th for some reason. I can tell them that. Or I might not allow late homework. If I don't allow late homework at all, I set my until date to March 20th at midnight. And then things cannot be turned in after that point. Or I can switch it and say, I'm going to set it at March 21st. I give you a day, but that you still are turned in late after that time, after the March 20th midnight date.